Hello, today is Wednesday, July 29th, 2015. This is Denise. Let's get fit. Hi guys, just got out of my meeting and Dorothy wasn't there today. They never tell you ahead of time, I guess, that she's not going to be there. They fear you might not come, but Eileen was there instead, and she told us a little bit about herself, so I'll tell you a little bit about her. She's been a Weight Watchers member since she was in high school. She looks like she's about my age. I couldn't exactly tell. She didn't tell her age, but I would put her at my age in her mid-50s. I hope I'm not insulting her. But anyway, she said that every program that they had since she started way back then has worked. It's herself that she needs to work on herself, because she's always felt like, okay, I can do this now, and she'd stop going. And then, of course, she'd gain weight. And so then she'd start again, and then she'd stop going, because she always had this confidence, like she thought she could do it. And she finally, at some point, had the light bulb go off that realized, no, I have to keep coming to these meetings, and I have to keep weighing in order to have this work for me. So she's a lifetime member, of course. She looks just great. And she showed a picture of herself, it's hard to believe, you know, how you can go from that to that and be so fit. And she does CrossFit now too, and so she adds things into her program. But she went over her diet. I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. But she said that on her way down and losing, she would buy one pair of jeans. She'd cut the tag off of it because she didn't want to be reminded of whatever size that was she was in. And then she'd just wear those and keep washing them until she could fit into the next size down. And then she'd buy one more pair of jeans and again cut the tag out. And then she just kept going about that until she felt she was closing in on where her goal weight was. And then she, of course, bought more things and left the tags in because she was happy about what that tag said. So that was just one little thought that she gave. And she, of course, went through all her problems of menopause that we go through. We gain weight, and she had bad knees, and the doctor said that for every 10 pounds you lose, you take 40 pounds of weight pressure off of your knees. So that struck to her, and she after having lost the weight, she said, of course, her knees are way better, and she does CrossFit, so it has to have worked for her. And she lost 70 pounds altogether, and she has kept it off since 2003. And she still does her daily tracking in her phone. She says, you know, and she still, of course, shows up, because when you're a lifetime member, you can go for free. And she works usually in that office there. She's not usually a leader, but she's kind of like a backup leader, I guess. And so she was actually very nice and very personable. And we enjoyed the meeting. It was different because it wasn't Dorothy, but it was still fun. And so she kind of went through her day. Oh, before I even go through that, before I go what happened in the meeting, other than I gave you that little rundown on her, I'll tell you how I did. I lost a total of 0.7 for a total weight loss of 29.3, closing in on that 30. For 205.3 I weigh. I'll show you that. I think I got it in the camera good. You can see I got a Bravo sticker. And that is not because of the weight loss. It was like you share things there, and I shared with them about me going on walking my first 5K. And I just was telling them, you know, I went there by myself. I have a video on it if you watched it. You might not have watched it, but I went there by myself because I knew I wanted to do it. And I just met two ladies there, and I asked them if I could number one, tape them, and they said yes, but walk with them. And I told them if I can't keep up, just keep going. And I was able to keep up, and in actuality, I was ahead of the one lady that was always behind me. So I felt really good about that, and I just wanted to share it with the room because it was quite an accomplishment for me. I would never have thought pre-surgery to my knees that I would have ever been able to do that. And although I walk that amount every morning, it's not the same as being in an official race and going over that line. And anyway, so I got that little sticker. You know how I like them. Of course, I got another little thing in my book, you know, that Let's Get Happy thing that you got to go so many times and you get another little charm. And they handed out the weekly reader this week. Again, they didn't talk anything about it, but it was Body Gratitude. Get ready to celebrate what it does for you. And it's just about, don't have, you know, bad thoughts about yourself as you're going along. You look at other people and you think, oh gosh, look at I'll never be that thin, or I'll never be that fit. And you got to stop sabotaging with your thoughts. And so this week's action plan said, identify one negative thought you have about your body and practice replacing that with a positive thought. So I'll be reading a little bit more into that after I get home. Again, they didn't really talk about that. She was basically talking about her day. And when she does the CrossFit, and she does that 5 times a week. So when she does exercise, and she says that whatever your exercise is, it doesn't have to be CrossFit, you can add some points to your daily, allotted given. So she's, of course, 26. That's the lowest you go when you're on maintenance. And so, but she does 34 points a day, and she maintains, if not loses, when she's doing that. And because she has to fuel her body for that exercise. And so, and the thing that she said that really struck me was she balances it out throughout the whole day. She really feels like you need to eat before you exercise. I'm a culprit of that. I walk first, and then I come home, shower, and then eat my breakfast. And she says that that's eating into my muscle, and so that's not helpful. It's just a preference that I have. I really don't like to have anything on my stomach as I'm walking. I don't know. She said even if I tried to eat something, it would be better than going with nothing. But in her day, she has a 3-point smoothie first thing before she works out, and then she does her workout. And then she does a 10-point breakfast. And it was all healthy stuff, but it's like, that's a lot for a breakfast to me. But she said that gets her ready for the day. She's fueled, she's ready, and now we're just going to maintain that and try to keep that level going. So then she does a 3-point healthy snack. And then she gets to lunch, and it's a 9-point lunch. And she did kind of like quinoa and some turkey-o and other vegetables in there. And then she does a 9-point dinner, and that's for a total of 34 points. Now, on the days that she doesn't work out, the 2 days, I think it must be the weekend, maybe because she's with her husband or whatever, she just brings that back down to 26 or 27 points. So she just tweaks some of those other things and doesn't use as many points. But the fact that it's just a maintaining all day long is what helps her, works out for her. So instead of like packing them in all at your dinner, which is basically, I think I do that. I think I do a little bit of going through the day, but I do probably heavy on one. But 10-point breakfast she does. I do a 4-point breakfast. And then anyway, it's just hearing different people's thoughts. It gives you different ideas. It always helps. She said that coming to the meetings has been key to her, and tracking daily has been key to her. The accountability of having to get on that same scale, so not at home where you can move it around the floor, get the result you want. You're going to get the result they give you. So it's like that helps. And also just hearing the successes of other people in the meeting. There's always going to be somebody who's done a great job, and they give the awards at the end. And just seeing that these are normal, everyday people and not people on TV that are doing this. And then you can do it. And it can rub off on you. Just hearing those successes makes you in a better thought process. So going to meetings is key to her. She still listens in on Dorothy's when we're in there, which I can believe because I like Dorothy. It would be fun to do. She says she eats clean, and she feels better, and she cuts down on all her processed foods, which obviously it's a key to, everybody would know that. It's just very difficult to do. And so I'm just trying to veer that way. I'm not like cold turkey, like, cutting everything out. I'm cutting that out. And then then I can cut that out. That's kind of how I'm doing it, so I can get there. It's a process. It's not happened overnight because it's easier. Processed food is easier. So it's just a goal of mine, and I'm going to work towards. And that's kind of, she said that's what she did. She didn't start cold turkey doing it, but now that she's there, she feels better. Her body feels better. She takes a probiotic and a mega a pill every day too, so that helps her. But her thought was, if things are plateauing or you hit a bump in the road, you just need to mix things up. And that's not always just about diet, although that's helpful because your body gets used to things. But even activity level, when you're doing the activity, for the length of time you're doing the activity, maybe even a different activity, just to change things up so your body's not used to it, and it's not so easy for it to just kind of shut down on that weight loss. I think her parting thing was, I'm making sure I got everything, yeah. Your diet is a bank account. Healthy food choices are always the very best investments. And, you're investing in yourself, and and you're only cheating yourself when you don't make those great choices. So that was her parting shot. I think that's everything I had to talk about. As always, if you know somebody who can't make a meeting and you want to share this with them, that'd be great. Hopefully they can subscribe. I do these updates from the meeting every Wednesday, and of course I give my weight update. That's here nor there if you want to hear that, but every week on Wednesdays. So if you would subscribe, that'd be great. If you hit the like button, that helps me, so I'd like that. Leave me any questions or comments. If there's anything I can answer about the program, it doesn't even have to be a Weight Watcher question. If there's just anything you have a question on, if I don't know it, I'll find out if I can find it out. And let you know on the next weekly update. I like conversing with everybody. It really just makes my day when I see comments and I get to, I've met so many friends, and you are friends. I mean, most definitely. And I cheer your successes, and I understand your failures too. So it's like, we're all in this together, and I'm going to cry, so I'm going to stop talking now. I just get very emotional about this. I think weight loss is a journey that brings out a lot of emotion. And it's just a fact of life. But anyway, so I will see you either next week if it's all you're doing is watching my weekly updates on the Weight Watcher meetings, or I'll see you the next day. Thanks.